So we start the second half with the secret life of Mulan. When Mulan was studying poise, one thing was harder to learn than anything else. Her teachers would complain, "Mulan, you cannot flounce and bounce like a peasant on the farm." "Why not?" she would ask. "I pull weeds in the garden along with the servants. I work in the house too. Why does it have to be different from me?" "Because your father is the emperor's great and mighty lord for all this whole province. More is expected of you than the other girls. If you learn poise, the others will want to be like you and copy what you do. Now, let's get back to your lessons on holding your stomach in. You can't just let your belly hang out like you do. Okay, young lady, tighten that stomach while you carry the tea service and while you pour and serve tea to everyone at the table." "I can't remember to do two things at once. I'm supposed to keep my belly pulled in while I stand tall yet softly curved, and remember to keep my feet together. I'm supposed to keep my belly pulled in while I walk with a glide. I'm supposed to keep my belly pulled in while I smile with sincerity. I'm supposed to keep my belly pulled in while I move my hands softly. And now I'm supposed to keep my belly pulled in while I serve food to others, while using only graceful, curving moves too. It's too much. I can't do it." Mulan buried her painted face in her hands to cover the tears. The white face cream worn by Oriental princesses smudged onto her hands, and she fled the room with an embarrassed cry. "I just can't do it. I'll never learn." "It would be so much easier if I had been born a son instead of a daughter," she mumbled angrily. "Then I'd never have to worry about learning to be poised. I could wear pants instead of long, cumbersome gowns. I could ride astride a horse instead of being carried in a litter. I wouldn't have to wear hats and concealing veils to keep the sun off soft white skin. I could go off to exciting ventures instead of staying safely protected at home." That night, a parchment arrived telling her family that one of them must go to defend China. Because Mulan had no brothers, her ill father would have to go. Instead, wanting to escape her lessons on feminine grace, Mulan slipped out at night to join the army in her father's place. It was much harder than she had imagined. One night, as the other soldiers slept, she walked out of the camp in the moonlight. She called to the heavens, "I was wrong. It's hard to have to be a son and protect the family. Revered ancestors, help me, or else I fail." She sank down on a rock in exhaustion, and as she waited for the comfort of an answering feeling of confidence in her heart, she slept. As she twisted her aching body on the hard surface, she startled a lizard who was keeping warm under the rock. Was she dreaming that he started talking? "You thought life was easier and more fun for sons. You thought daughters don't get a fair share. But each role has its opportunities and benefits. Daughters have advantages that sons don't have. You've discovered one of the benefits of being born a daughter. But don't dismay. This experience will make you stronger. When you want to learn to be gracefully feminine, you'll have developed a strong confidence that will help you succeed." The lizard shivered in the cold, so Mulan scooped him into her arms and wrapped him in the folds of her shirt. "You're right. But what do I do now? Will you be my talisman?" "Well, I have a tail, but what's a talisman?" he asked as he cuddled deeper into the warmth of Mulan's arms. "It's a good luck charm with powers of protection," she answered. "You can give me advice. When I lose my confidence, you can help me keep going. You can help me feel strong, even though I'm small." "Sure, I'll be your talisman. I'll teach you to see the power in your smallness. If you think of me not as a lizard, but as a small-sized dragon. Mulan remembered her lizard, or should I say small dragon, whenever she needed more faith. Her talisman reminded her that confidence makes you strong, not muscles. Confidence helped her to do her duty defending China, but there was nothing as sweet as returning home. At last Mulan could see her purpose in being feminine, graceful, and fulfilling her role in life. Mulan was willing to learn to be poised, but she still found it hard to pull her stomach in at the same time. Her little friend the lizard, or should I say small-sized dragon, came to her rescue again, saying, "Your problem is that your knees are stiffly straight. All you have to do is bend your knees a little so that your derriere tucks under." "What's a derriere?" Mulan asked. "It's your rear end, bottom buttocks. You know, it's what you sit on. And if you bend your knees slightly so your derriere tucks under, your belly will automatically stay pulled in," he answered. Mulan tried it, saying, "It works! Why, it was so hard to keep my belly pulled in before. Now it just automatically stays in. Why?" "That's because when your knees are stiff, then your derriere sticks out in back and your stomach hangs out in front. Think of the hip bones of your pelvis like a bowl. They really create one, you know, your pelvic basin. Your muscles can't keep your belly in if you tip the bowl so that what's in your pelvic basin pushes out against their belly's covering of skin and muscles." Mulan could picture it. A bowl tipped the wrong way and then tipped the right way. Suddenly it was easy, and she could keep her belly in while standing tall yet soft. She could keep her belly in while keeping her feet together. She could keep her belly in while walking with a glide, smiling with sincerity, and moving her hands softly while serving food to others, while using graceful, rounded moves. And with it all, she knew just how softly strong she was because of her true strength.